There are two things that I love in life. It is consensual gay sex and a good red dot that is inexpensive. And that's what we're talking about today. This is the Vector Optics Frenzy X MOS, or the footprint that they call it is the MOJ footprint, but that fits RMR. It's basically the RMR footprint. It's just their version of it. And they sent me this red dot. And they sent me this red dot about 3 months ago. And I wanted to take the time to really use this red dot and find out how good this really was. Because when I first got it, I was like, this has impressed me enough to where I don't want to just make a short, quick video about it to get a video out. So to Vector, I'm sorry for taking so long, but for you guys, this is exactly what you want. Somebody who has ran this red dot for a while and can really tell you the pros and cons and how it performs when you actually use this thing. So if you don't know, I am a competitive shooter, and I have used this dot for the last 3 months at my local USPSA matches. So this thing probably has about 2,000 to 3,000 rounds on it, which is nothing crazy, but for one match a month, and then maybe once to twice a week training sessions, I've put some work in with this thing. And when I tell you the price point of this red dot being like $130, or if you find it on sale, there's something on the website right now that has this red dot at $69, but it says coming soon, so you can't buy it yet. So don't mark my words. That might be a glitch on their part, but on their website right now it says this is coming soon for $69. But right now full price is like $130, and if you use my code or somebody's code and get 5 to 10% off. Or find it on sale, I've seen it as low as $109 for this red dot. And they make a couple different versions for a couple different footprints, but this, of course, is going to be the most popular or the most used one because this is the RMR footprint. So I'm going to read you a couple specs off the back of this box. The window lens is 22 by 26 millimeters, which is perfect for a competition red dot. It doesn't get too much bigger than this without being overly huge, which they also make a Frenzy 2, which is like 24 by 32 millimeters, which is ridiculous, and you can put it on a pistol. Yes, it takes the Seymour footprint. They have it on their website. Go check it out. Vector Optics has some cool stuff on there, and if you're watching Vector, I want a couple more red dots to make reviews on because this is awesome. And I see some more stuff on there that I like. So please get back in contact with me. So good size window. The total weight is 1 ounce. Who cares about that? Let's see. Dot size is 3 MOA, which is good. Nobody likes a big, huge dot taking up the entire size of the target. Footprint type, again, MOJ or the RMR footprint, and then it has 10 total brightness levels, 8 regular and 2 night vision settings. And then it takes a CR2032 battery, which is most common, and I have the red dot right here. So speaking of the battery, first con about this red dot is the battery is on the bottom. There's no tray. The battery's on the bottom, so you have to take the red dot off to change the battery and then put it back on and re-zero it, which is unfortunate, but this is a competition dot anyway, so it's not like you're carrying this thing and you're going to have to change the red dot and then carry it unzeroed until you can get it zeroed again or whatever. But with there not being a battery tray on the side, if you could tell, this red dot is like very low profile. Like I almost get a co-witness with stock factory Glock sights and a plate. If this thing was direct fitted, I would get a co-witness with factory sights, which is crazy. This thing is super low profile. So let's talk about this thing. It looks very good. It's got like a bronze finish. This thing would look great on like a 19X that's cut, or just anything with like FDE, or if you had like an FDE Surefire light, this thing would look awesome. So I'm running this on my Glock 34, and I just put the magwell on here last night, but the magwell is normally not on here, and this is my carry optics gun for USPSA. Just regular Glock 34. I've done some work to the trigger, and I've added some silicone carbide on it. That's pretty much the only thing I have done to this gun. Vector Optics sent me this red dot, and like I said, I've been running it for the past few months at my local USPSA matches, and I can say I've been impressed. And for the price especially of this thing, it's amazing. Now, this is not, you know, like a super durable, rugged, duty or carry red dot, even though you probably don't have too much to worry about if you did carry it anyways. Just know, like, the glass is recessed, so you don't have to worry about, like, if you rack it, the glass breaking. Again, it's not a duty rated optic, and they don't claim to be. But, you know, I carry personally a 507 comp. That's a competition red dot, but I carry it. I trust it. So, you know, to each his own. I don't judge. But if you wanted to carry this thing and have a big dot on it, so far this thing has been absolutely reliable. With that battery, you're going to get like 50,000 hours at the medium battery setting. So, I mean, just like all your other red dots, but this thing is like half the price. So let's talk about what it comes with in the box. So what it comes with in the box, as you can see right here, your normal like cleaning cloth. It did come with a patch, which is really cool. Mine came with this coin. I don't know if they do this for everybody or if it's like randomized, but mine came with this coin with like a discount code on the back. It's called like Lucky Coin, which that is awesome. It came with a bunch of mounting screws. It came with multiple Allen keys to mount those. And of course, it came with a manual. So one good thing that they sent me, which of course comes separate with the red dot, is this Shadow 2 universal adapter. And this thing seems awesome. I have not used it yet, but I plan to put this on my Shadow 2 here soon. But this lets you take a Shadow 2 that's not cut for an optic and replace the rear sight with this plate, and it's a universal fitting adapter, which is awesome. It has instructions in it for where to put the pin for whatever footprint that you're using or whatever red dot that you're running. It has instructions, plenty of mounting screws. Amazing. In terms of durability, how it works, I have not used it yet, so you'd have to, you know, take this with a grain of salt. You know, ideally it sounds awesome with how much it comes with and how it looks. Yes, it sounds awesome, but how it actually works, I cannot speak on. Anyways, I think that's a cool addition, something that you can use so you don't have to send your slide off. If you have a Shadow 2 that's not cut for optic, you don't have to send it off and wait 4 to 8 weeks and pay an extra, you know, $200 or more to get it slide cut. So I think that's an awesome addition and something that you can get for your gun, and I'm sure they probably even make it for different guns. Again, we went over the specs. Now let's talk about the function of the red dot. So again, RMR footprint, it has plus and minus buttons on each side, or a plus and a minus button, one on each side, for adjusting the brightness and the clicks. See if you can hear. Very crisp and tactile, which is awesome. You can hear whenever you're pressing the button. It's not mushy at all. It's very crisp. It's very clear. So in terms of just like the quality of something small like the buttons being crisp and a red dot this inexpensive is really surprising to me. The window is super clear. There's absolutely no tint at all. It's super clear. The dot is super crisp. A 3 MOA dot. It's small, so you might have to turn the brightness up, and you know, if you're shooting in really bright sunny conditions, but in terms of just the dot overall, it's super clear, super crisp, and so far has worked great for me in terms of like target acquisition and just shooting this thing in competition. So the dot also has up and down and left right elevation, of course, for zeroing your dot, and that is when we're going to get into my biggest problem with this optic. So the only two problems I have with this optic is, of course, the battery being mounted on the bottom and the elevation screws for, or elevation is a small Allen key, which is kind of annoying. If you look at Hollison, it's just like a small flathead, or if you look at Trijicon, again, it's like a small flathead, or it's just the small Allen key is something that you're so much less likely to have on you, which, you know, I know people carry or at least I like carry parts for the red dot in my range bag at all times, so I always have it, but not everybody's like that. And if I didn't have my stuff for a Hollison, at your local range, you can find a small screwdriver or something that will fit at the tip of a knife to adjust your red dot on the go, and that's something that you can't do with this optic. So that's probably my biggest con, was just adjusting the red dot, zeroing it in, and you're going to have to do that more often because the battery is on the bottom. And in terms of clicking it up and down, it was not like the buttons. It was not tactile and crisp, so that was a little annoying. But that's a small price that you pay for a red dot as inexpensive as this. But other than that, like I said, I've been saying the entire video, this red dot is awesome. Not only for the money, but just in general, how clear it is. It's basically like an SRO for like a fifth of the price. And I'm definitely loving it. This is not something that just because they sent me, I'm going to talk good about it. They're not paying me to do this. They just sent me the red dot for free. So it's not like I'm making money by telling you guys that this is a good optic, but I'm telling you guys that this is a good optic. That's an unbiased opinion. The emitter has stayed clear. I haven't had any problems moving the dot, transitioning. There's no lag or flickering. For 3 months shooting this thing, it's been completely reliable. I've had no issues. No, I'm not torture testing a dot like this because, again, this is going to go on like your competition gun. But as inexpensive as they are, if you want to buy one and torture test it, if you do want to carry it, then do it. Because if it works, then you have a dot that you're comfortable carrying for $130. Or if not, you're just out $130. So if my code has not expired, it will not be in the description where you cannot get 10% off. Like I said, it's been 3 months, so I don't know if it's still working, but if it is, you can definitely not get 10% off, and it will not be in the description. Just so you know, YouTube, I'm not offering any deals on this. I'm not selling anything. Just so YouTube knows, just so we're making this clear. But yeah, if you guys have any questions about it, please let me know down in the description. I'll be happy to answer any questions. Or if you want me to do follow-up videos on something like this, again, let me know down in the description and I'll make another video on this if you guys want to see it. So Vector, if you're watching this, thank you for sending the red dot, and send me some more. I'll make more content on them as well. It's been an awesome experience with this thing. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'm out.